What if I told you that the words you whisper to yourself in solitude might be the very reason others pull away? Not because they don't care, but because they don't know how to respond. In the golden years of our lives, every word becomes a brushstroke, painting the final masterpiece of our human connection. And just like a single crack in porcelain can diminish the whole, a careless phrase spoken from pain or habit can slowly chip away at the bonds we treasure most. Today, I invite you into a journey of awareness and compassion where we don't just highlight 7 phrases that might be hurting your relationships. We explore how to replace them with mindful, powerful alternatives rooted in Buddhist wisdom, human psychology, and emotional healing. Because connection is sacred, and your voice still matters. Let's begin. Part 1. The phrases that build walls. Phrase number 1, I'm just a burden now. From a Buddhist lens, this phrase reflects the delusion of separateness. In truth, we are interdependent beings. This thought, though wrapped in modesty, comes from dukkha, the suffering born from misperception. In Buddhism, we understand that the notion of being a burden is based on the illusion of individual self-sufficiency and separateness. The reality is that we all rely on each other in countless ways, and this interconnection is the true nature of existence. Helen, 83, was unaware of how this phrase would push her daughter away. She said it to express her gratitude and concern, but her daughter internalized it as a judgment on their relationship, leading to a growing emotional distance. Through mindfulness and right speech, we learn to replace this phrase with, "Thank you for making time for me." This shift reflects the truth of interconnectedness. Instead of viewing yourself as a burden, you recognize the shared responsibility and gratitude within the relationship. Saying thank you opens the door to metta, loving kindness, and mutual respect. It invites others to come closer rather than retreat. Phrase number 2, no one understands me anymore. This belief is a subtle form of craving, the desire for the world to mirror our past. We wish for the world to remain the same, to return to a time when we felt understood and accepted. But this longing, as subtle as it may seem, is a form of attachment, rooted in the idea that we are separate from others. Like Robert, the retired engineer, many people feel alienated by younger generations. Robert found it difficult to connect with his grandchildren, who lived in a fast-paced digital world that felt foreign to him. However, from a Dharma perspective, connection arises from curiosity, not comprehension. True connection isn't about understanding every detail of someone else's experience. It's about showing interest in their world, about being present with them in the moment. Instead of lamenting the gap, ask, what brings you joy in this? Or what fascinates you about this topic? This approach cultivates samadhi, connection through presence and mindful attention. The practice of active listening, of being genuinely interested in another's experience, is the foundation of empathy and connection. Understanding is not agreement. It's about being present. Let go of needing to be understood and become the understanding. When we let go of the desire to have our experiences validated, we open ourselves up to the richness of others' lives. Every person has a story to tell, and every story has value. By being truly present, we are able to learn and grow alongside others, rather than being trapped in our own isolated perspective. Phrase number 3, I've got nothing left to offer. Elaine believed her gifts expired with her age. As she grew older, she became convinced that she had nothing to contribute to the world. This belief stemmed from the misconception that only youth and productivity have value in society. But in Buddhism, impermanence, anicca, teaches us that change brings new forms of giving. Even though the body ages and our abilities change, we can always offer something valuable to others. Even presence is dana, the gift of your being. Elaine's withdrawal from social life silenced a voice that once uplifted others. She stopped calling her friends and stopped volunteering at the local community center, feeling like she had become irrelevant. But when we look at the lives of older Buddhist monks and nuns, we see that their wisdom and presence have a deep, transformative impact. The stillness and calm that often come with age can be more powerful than any external action. We must remember, even a silent monk changes the world. Ask yourself each morning, what wisdom can I offer today, even in stillness? Our presence is not a passive thing, it is an active offering. Every moment is an opportunity to contribute to the world, whether through a kind word, a compassionate gesture, or simply being a listening ear. Our value is not determined by our age, but by our willingness to show up and share ourselves with others. Phrase number 4, I don't want to be a burden. Paul's story reminds us that this phrase often masks fear of rejection. In his younger years, Paul had always been the one who gave, the one who offered help, and he was proud of it. As he aged, however, he found himself needing help more often, but he was deeply afraid of becoming a burden to his children and friends. This fear of imposing on others kept him from asking for assistance, even when it was needed. But compassion is a two-way path. Refusing help robs others of their chance to practice generosity. Buddhism teaches us to receive with the same grace we give. In fact, by allowing others to help us, we are also offering them the opportunity to practice selflessness and kindness. It is through these reciprocal relationships that we create a web of mutual care and support. You are not weak for needing help. You are human. Our need for others is not a sign of failure. It is a reflection of our interconnectedness. We all need each other, and this mutual dependence is not something to be ashamed of. When we accept help with gratitude, we not only enrich our own lives, but also help others grow in their ability to love and care. The next time you feel reluctant to ask for help, pause and remember that your willingness to receive is a gift to others. By embracing your vulnerability, you allow others to experience the joy of giving, creating a deeper sense of community and compassion. Phrase number 5, it's too late for me. Gloria believed her time had passed, that she had missed her chance to make a difference in the world. But in Zen, we say, begin again, endlessly. This means that each moment is a fresh start, regardless of our age or past experiences. Clarence wrote his first book at 82, proving that it is never too late to begin something new. Buddhism teaches us to be present with what is, not what was. Life is not over, it is simply unfolding differently. The present moment holds infinite potential for growth, learning, and transformation. Just because a chapter in our life has ended does not mean the story is finished. In fact, it may be that the most meaningful chapters are yet to be written. The present moment is my teacher. It's never too late to learn from now. Embrace each day as an opportunity for reinvention. Your wisdom, your experiences, and your perspective are gifts that only grow richer with time. Phrase number 6, no one needs me anymore. This phrase speaks to a deeper truth, the fear of being irrelevant. Leonard, a retired teacher, discovered his worth when a neighbor needed him. After his wife passed away, Leonard felt alone and disconnected. He started to withdraw from social interactions, convinced that he had no purpose left. But one day, his neighbor asked him to help her with a garden project, and in that small act of kindness, Leonard found his purpose again. He realized that his presence was needed, even if it wasn't in the same way as before. Buddhism honors the elder as a wellspring of insight. The elderly are not just repositories of history, they are living sources of wisdom and experience. Your story is medicine. Your presence is a lamp in the dark, a beacon of light that can guide others through difficult times. Even if we feel unseen, our value does not diminish. It simply takes one person to reach out, and that is enough to restore our sense of worth. If you feel unseen, offer your light anyway. It will find someone in need. The impact of your presence is often more profound than you realize. Every moment spent with others is an opportunity to offer wisdom, comfort, and love. Phrase number 7, I'm fine, really, when you're not. The most dangerous phrase is the one cloaked in denial. Avoidance of pain is aversion, a root cause of suffering. Denial of our true feelings creates inner turmoil, leading to emotional and physical distress. Buddhism teaches that suffering arises from resistance to reality. If we refuse to acknowledge our pain, we are simply prolonging our suffering. Authenticity is liberation. By embracing our emotions, we free ourselves from the shackles of denial. As Thich Nhat Hanh said, speak the truth but not to punish. We are not obligated to share every detail of our lives, but acknowledging our true feelings can create space for healing. Saying, today is a heavy day, but I'm grateful you're here with me, allows others to meet us where we are, and it fosters connection through shared vulnerability. When you feel overwhelmed, take a moment to express your truth, gently, and honestly. Releasing your emotions in a healthy way allows you to process your feelings and opens the door to deeper connections with those around you. Saying you're a burden creates moral tension for others. It evokes feelings of obligation and discomfort. But by expressing gratitude instead, you open the door to deeper connection and compassion. Remember that being truly present for one another is a mutual exchange that enriches both lives. Every relationship has the potential to be a source of joy and fulfillment when it is rooted in genuine kindness and appreciation. These phrases, often spoken with good intentions, can create invisible walls between us and the world. They reflect our fears, our insecurities, and our attachment to past identities. But by transforming these phrases, we can break down those walls and build bridges of understanding, compassion, and connection. Each phrase is an opportunity to practice mindfulness, to speak with kindness, and to embrace the interdependent nature of our existence. Let these words be an invitation to live more fully, to be present, and to offer our light to the world. Part 2, Buddhist teachings, right speech and aging. In this section, we delve deeper into the Buddhist concept of right speech within the context of aging. One of the core principles in the Buddha's teachings is the Noble Eightfold Path, which provides a practical framework for living a life of wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. Right speech, one of the steps of the Noble Eightfold Path, holds particular relevance for older adults, especially in how we communicate with others as we age. Right speech is not simply about avoiding falsehoods or harsh words. It involves speaking with kindness, compassion, and honesty. For older individuals, particularly those in the later stages of life, right speech can be a powerful tool for fostering deeper connections with family, friends, and the community. As we age, our physical abilities may decline, but the mind and the heart are places where wisdom and insight can flourish. Right speech offers a way to navigate this phase of life with grace, allowing us to communicate meaningfully and intentionally. The Buddha's teachings on right speech encourage us to avoid 4 types of speech: lying, any form of dishonesty or misrepresentation. In the context of aging, this can be an invitation to speak our truth, even when it may be difficult. Our voice becomes an instrument of authenticity, sharing both our joys and struggles openly. Divisive speech, speaking in ways that create conflict or division between people. In our later years, it becomes even more essential to use our speech to unite, to nurture relationships, and to contribute to harmony within the family or community. Our words can build bridges rather than walls. Harsh speech, words that are hurtful, offensive, or unnecessarily abrasive. As we age, we can cultivate a mindfulness around how we speak, ensuring that our words are gentle and compassionate. Harsh speech can isolate us, but kind words have the power to bring warmth and understanding into our relationships. Idle gossip, speaking about trivial matters without purpose, which can lead to misunderstandings or waste of energy. For elders, it becomes important to use speech as a way to connect with purpose and meaning, sharing wisdom, stories, and teachings that have been gathered over a lifetime. In each of these aspects, right speech is a call to align our communication with wisdom and compassion, especially in our later years. Elders who embrace this practice can transform how they relate to others, offering a profound example of peaceful communication that serves as a foundation for spiritual growth. The later years of life are often viewed as a time of decline, but from a Buddhist perspective, aging is an opportunity for spiritual flowering. The physical limitations that come with age can offer a fertile ground for inner growth and transformation. As the body slows down, the mind can open up, allowing us to reflect more deeply on the impermanence of life. Aging teaches us to accept change and embrace it with grace, offering the perfect conditions for mindfulness and spiritual practice to deepen. Buddhism teaches that aging is a natural part of the cycle of life, one that should not be feared or resisted. Instead, it should be embraced as a part of the path toward enlightenment. The Buddha's teachings emphasize the impermanent nature of all things, including our bodies. With this wisdom, older adults can approach aging with a sense of peace and equanimity, seeing each day as an opportunity to practice the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path. For many, the later years are a time of reflection. As one's physical capabilities diminish, the focus can shift inward. Right speech becomes a means of cultivating not only relationships with others, but also with oneself. When we speak kindly to ourselves, we are practicing self compassion, which is essential for spiritual growth. We begin to view the process of aging as a chance to release attachments to external markers of success and instead find joy in the simplicity of being. Moreover, the practice of right speech aligns beautifully with modern psychological insights. Research in the field of psychology highlights the importance of meaningful conversation and social connection in maintaining mental health as we age. Engaging in positive, authentic dialogue with others can reduce feelings of loneliness and isolation, which are common challenges for the elderly. By practicing right speech, we can enhance our emotional well being and maintain strong, supportive relationships throughout our lives. As we move through the stages of life, particularly as we reach our senior years, our communication becomes even more important. It is essential to communicate in ways that nurture our relationships, promote well being, and foster a sense of peace and connection. Here are a few practical ways in which elders can cultivate right speech. Practice active listening. One of the most valuable aspects of right speech is listening. As we age, we may find that we have more to say, but also that our ability to listen deeply is an essential part of communication. Active listening allows us to understand others more fully and respond with compassion, creating a sense of mutual respect. Share your wisdom. As elders, we have accumulated a lifetime of experiences, insights, and wisdom. Rather than feeling the need to speak less, we can use our voices to share stories and teachings that can benefit others. This sharing of wisdom can be a powerful means of connecting with younger generations and leaving behind a legacy of compassion and understanding. Part 3: Replacing harmful phrases with healing. As we grow older, it's not uncommon to hear ourselves speak in ways that reflect feelings of inadequacy or helplessness. The language we use, especially when faced with aging, loss, and physical challenges, can significantly impact our mental, emotional, and spiritual well being. Often, harmful phrases can reinforce negative beliefs about ourselves, leading us to feel isolated, unworthy, or disconnected from others. However, replacing these phrases with empowering alternatives can help shift our mindset and realign us with our inherent value. In this section, we will explore 7 harmful phrases commonly spoken by older adults and provide empowering alternatives that align with Buddhist principles. Number 1, I'm just a burden now. I'm grateful for your presence. One of the most painful thoughts many elderly people may experience is the feeling of being a burden to others. This belief can stem from physical limitations, dependency on others, or the emotional struggle of needing help. It is important to acknowledge that no one is a burden by simply needing support. We all require assistance at different points in our lives. I'm grateful for your presence. This phrase shifts the perspective from feeling like a burden to expressing gratitude. The Buddhist principle of metta, loving kindness, encourages us to radiate compassion toward ourselves and others. When we embrace gratitude, we open our hearts to the love and connection we share with others. Recognizing the value of those who help us reinforces our mutual interdependence, fostering a sense of belonging rather than isolation. Number 2, no one understands me anymore. I am open to understanding and being understood. Feeling misunderstood can be isolating. As we grow older, we may find that our relationships with family and friends change. These shifts can leave us feeling disconnected. The phrase, no one understands me anymore, often reflects a sense of loneliness or alienation. Replacing this with, I am open to understanding and being understood, is an invitation to engage more deeply with our community and to foster open-hearted communication. The Buddhist concept of Sangha teaches us the importance of community. We are not isolated beings, but part of a larger web of relationships. By opening ourselves to understanding and being understood, we honor the support and wisdom found in our community, helping us heal from feelings of loneliness and fostering deeper connections. On number 3, I've got nothing left to offer. I can still contribute in meaningful ways. Dana. At times, as we grow older, we may feel that our capacity to contribute to the world diminishes. Whether through physical limitations or the passage of time, it may seem like there is nothing left to give. However, this view overlooks the rich experiences and wisdom accumulated over a lifetime. I can still contribute in meaningful ways. The Buddhist principle of dana, generosity, highlights that giving does not only refer to material goods. Our time, attention, wisdom, and compassion are valuable gifts we can continue to offer. Whether it's sharing our knowledge with younger generations, offering emotional support to loved ones, or participating in community activities, we all have something to offer. This phrase encourages us to recognize the many ways we can still contribute, even in our later years. Number 4, I don't want to be a burden. I accept the interdependence of life, interconnectedness. The desire to avoid being a burden often comes from a sense of pride or fear of inconveniencing others. However, it is important to remember that interdependence is a natural part of life. We all rely on one another at different stages, and receiving help is not a sign of weakness, but a part of the human experience. I accept the interdependence of life. This phrase reflects the Buddhist understanding of interconnectedness, the idea that all beings are interconnected and that no one exists in isolation. We all rely on each other, and there is no shame in receiving help. Embracing interdependence allows us to view our relationships with others as a mutual exchange of love, support, and care, fostering deeper bonds and a sense of belonging. Number 5, it's too late for me. What is still possible? Mindfulness. As we age, there can be moments when we feel that opportunities have passed us by or that we are too old to embark on new ventures, relationships, or self-improvement. This sense of finality can hinder our growth and perpetuate feelings of hopelessness. What is still possible? By asking this question, we honor the Buddhist practice of mindfulness, which emphasizes living in the present moment with openness and curiosity. Mindfulness encourages us to focus on what we can do now, instead of dwelling on past regrets or future fears. There is always potential for growth, learning, and change, no matter our age. Embracing possibility fosters a positive mindset, enabling us to make the most of the present. Number 6, no one needs me anymore. I still have a purpose. Karma. As we grow older, we may sometimes feel that our purpose or value has faded. The roles we once played in our families or communities may no longer be as prominent, and it can be difficult to see where we fit in. Yet, everyone has a purpose, and life continually offers us new opportunities to make a difference. I still have a purpose. The Buddhist principle of karma teaches that our actions and intentions shape our present and future. Just because our roles have changed doesn't mean we no longer have a purpose. It could be the simple act of offering kindness, providing wisdom, or just being present for others. Every moment offers a new opportunity to live with intention, and we can all continue to contribute meaningfully to the world around us. Number 7, I'm fine, really. Let me share what I'm feeling. It's common to tell others that we're fine, even when we're not. This is often due to a desire to protect loved ones from worry or to avoid appearing vulnerable. However, bottling up emotions can lead to unnecessary stress and isolation. Let me share what I'm feeling. The Buddhist practice of saka, truthfulness, encourages us to speak our truth with integrity. By being honest about our feelings, we invite others into our emotional world and deepen our connections with them. Sharing our emotions, whether joy, sorrow, or uncertainty, can help alleviate internal pressure and foster more authentic relationships. By replacing these harmful phrases with empowering alternatives, we honor not only ourselves, but also the Buddhist principles of compassion, mindfulness, generosity, truthfulness, and impermanence. These new phrases invite a deeper sense of connection, meaning, and self-acceptance. As we age, we have the opportunity to let go of limiting beliefs and instead cultivate a mindset that embraces the richness of life at every stage. As the years pass, it's easy to feel like our words lose significance, especially in a world that often values youth and energy over experience and wisdom. But let me remind you, every phrase you speak in these later years becomes a seed. These seeds will take root in the hearts of those around you, growing either into connections that strengthen relationships or into walls that separate. Will your words nurture isolation or intimacy? Will they give rise to despair or dignity? In your golden years, your voice carries a special weight. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it. Remember, your voice is a sacred bell, one that resonates far beyond your immediate circle. The words you choose to speak will echo in the lives of others, influencing them long after the conversation has ended. Every word, every phrase is an opportunity to sow seeds of peace, understanding, and love. So ask yourself, are you planting seeds of kindness and wisdom? Are you letting your words reflect the dignity and compassion you wish to see in the world? Consider the profound impact of a gentle word. It may seem small, but just like a seed grows into a mighty tree, a simple phrase can flourish into something beautiful, an act of love, a gesture of kindness, a moment of connection. These moments, when cultivated with care, weave the tapestry of your legacy. They are the stories that will be told when you are no longer present, the teachings you leave behind for future generations. Now, think about the phrases you speak on a daily basis. Are they filled with judgment, anger, or frustration? Or do they reflect patience, empathy, and understanding? It is never too late to change the way you communicate. In fact, these later years can be the most powerful time to refine your speech, to make it a reflection of the wisdom and grace you've acquired over a lifetime. By consciously choosing your words with intention, you transform not just your interactions with others, but your own inner dialogue as well. Your words are a reflection of your thoughts and heart. When you speak with love and respect, you open the door to deep, meaningful relationships. You are still needed. You still matter. And your words still carry immense power. Never underestimate the impact of your speech, especially at a time when your voice may be more valued than ever. The wisdom you've accumulated over the years is a gift, and sharing it with others is one of the greatest legacies you can leave. You still have the capacity to shape the world around you with the kindness, insight, and compassion you've cultivated. Speak with love, and others will listen with their hearts. You have the ability to heal, to connect, and to uplift those around you. So let your words be a beacon of light in the lives of others. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on the phrases you use in your daily life. Which phrase will you choose to transform today? Maybe it's a simple change, like replacing a complaint with a gratitude or a judgment with an understanding. Whatever it is, start today. Your words have the power to shift not only your own life, but the lives of those around you. Leave a comment below and share which phrase you'll transform starting today. We would love to hear how you're choosing to speak with love and intention in this beautiful stage of life. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an opportunity to nourish your spirit with new insights, stories, and wisdom. Thank you for joining us on this journey at Buddhist Mindfulness. May your words always build bridges, not walls, and may your legacy be one of compassion, connection, and love. Namaste.